How y'all doing tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we will have a quick little discussion, and I'm going to continue to have this discussion for a number of reasons. The number one reason I want to have this discussion is because I want to show all of the different areas of deceit. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you about a woman on YouTube. Now, I'm not usually the type to do these type of videos, but I saw this video and I felt it was necessary to have this quick conversation. Now, I'm not going to take much of your time. This video will not even be 1 hour. I'm barely going to make a 1 hour video today, guys. I want to do a quick reaction video to a woman by the name of Cynthia G. Now, I've known of this woman for many years on YouTube. I've never spoke on her too intricately because, for one, I really don't give a damn about this woman. For two, I understand this woman is controlled opposition. And also, I understand that this woman wants to have unnecessary confrontation. This woman does not want to have any type of understanding. So therefore, I really don't care for her. However, for the sake of argument, we will have this conversation. This woman's name is Cynthia G. And as you see here, she has 129,000 subscribers. I'm going to say it again. She has 129,000 subscribers. This is the first time I'm purposely showing her face. I never really show her face. I purposely don't talk about her because she wants to have a fight. She wants to fight. Let me say something more particular. She wants to fight black men. She wants to fight black men. So today I'm just going to show you how dangerous the internet could be, because I told you before that Dr. Umar is very dangerous in certain instances. By the way, guys, put a 7 in the chat. I got blocked by Dr. Umar today. I'll talk to you about it later, but I definitely got blocked by Dr. Umar today. And let me see if I can upload that quick little clip or that quick little receipt. Dr. Umar blocked me today because I told him that he has a warrant out for his arrest for talking about black men, but he's not holding black women accountable. And I told him about the brick lady. I told him about Suki Hana, and he blocked me, believe it or not. I'm going to see if I can find the Dr. Umar receipt real quick. Hold on. Dr. Umar. Hold on. So actually, I'll pull that up later. Anyway, Dr. Umar blocked me. I'm starting to realize that all of this shit is a fucking setup. I'm starting to question who is real. So now we're going to have a quick conversation about this woman. Her name is Cynthia G. I was contemplating showing her face before, but now I find it necessary to show her face. Well, because when I knew about her, or when I was seeing how toxic this woman is, and believe me, I don't use the word toxic, but this is irony. This is what the women use, toxic. When I realized how toxic Cynthia G was, it was she had about 45,000 subscribers. I don't know how, I guess this was 4 or 5, I don't know how many years ago it was. But when I realized how toxic she was sitting at about 40,000 subscribers. Now, she's at about 130,000 subscribers. I need you to understand that the 130,000 subscribers she has are very real. I also need you to understand that the 130,000 subscribers that she has are mostly black women. Now, this is important because of the conversation that we're going to hear from this woman. Now I want to show you a quick little video. If you go here to Cynthia G's channel, you're going to see on the, not under videos, it's not under live, it's under live stream actually. No, forgive me. It's under the videos tab. This is a black woman. She does show her face, so we can't say that it's not a black woman. Presumably a black American woman. And we're going to have a conversation quickly, or a quick response video to this conversation here. Now, I know you guys are tired of seeing this woman's face, and believe me, I'm very tired of seeing this woman's face as well. However, it's very important to have this conversation, so I'm going to have the conversation until it's done. The conversation is not done. Now we're going to have a conversation about what the women are saying on YouTube. Not all women, but the most vocal demographic of women. So as you see here at the bottom, this is Cynthia G's channel, 130,000 subscribers. Can somebody tell me in the chat how many views this video has right here? Can you see how many views this video has in about 9 days, 10 days? How many views does this have? And also, how many comments does this video have? How many comments? And look at the comments. Let's look at the comments, guys. Immediately, let's look at the comments. The number one comment: my heart breaks for the woman who was hit with the brick. And now she's going to go tell her story about she was attacked by black men. 2.2 thousand likes. Look at this right here. I'm outraged. Look at this. I'm outraged and I'm angry that grown black men stood by and did nothing. Ladies, we need to get guns. Do you see this? Jay, do you see this? Remember, I told you all of this. I already told you that this is the response that that the majority is going to. They're outraged and they're angry that black men did nothing. They need to get guns. 1.7 thousand likes. 1.7 thousand people liked that comment, guys. That's black women. We as BW, anytime you're on the internet and you see BW, that means black women. We as black women need to band together to get legislative laws passed against these niggas. And I mean strict laws. 1.6 thousand. 1.6 thousand, guys. Are you reading these comments? Look at this one. Another black woman. We need to follow the 4B movement started in Korea. No sex, no birthing babies, no dating, no marriage. Reminds me of when my older brother physically attacked me on Valentine's Day. Look at this. This woman here is saying the brick lady, the story of the brick lady reminds her when her older brother physically attacked her on Valentine's Day because he was in his feelings and all this other goofy shit. Look at this one here. I was sexually assaulted by a black man. Look at this, guys. I need you guys to understand what's going on. I'm going to read some comments. Mr. Raheem, do you understand what's going on here? Do you understand what's going on with this brick story, guys? At this point, to the women who are in my chat, I love you, but I'm having conversations with the men right now. Look at what's going on, my gentlemen. They are tapping into their epigenetic triggers. Look, now they're using her comment section to talk about all of the pain that they received at the hands of a black man. I was sexually assaulted by a black man. Now the conversation is not even about The brick lady. I was sexually assaulted by a black man in university going to class, and I got blamed for it. That has 1.9 thousand likes. Do you see that? I'm originally from the Congo. I reside in the DMV area. I've been called an ugly black bitch for rejecting these bandits. Can somebody put that in the chat? Bandit. This is what they're starting to call us now. Bandits. This is what they're calling black American men. And this woman says, I'm originally from the Congo, but these niggas in America is the problem. This woman here says, this is why I shook my head at black women getting excited at the Montgomery, Alabama brawl. So look at this. This is why I stay away from heavily black populated areas. So now we need to understand, guys, why I'm talking about this so much. It's not just about the woman having the conversation. It's about the people in the comments. Look at this, 916 likes. Look at this, thousands of likes. Everybody is using this comment section to talk about when they were assaulted by a black man, allegedly. I remember many years ago, I was at the train station in California. Look at this. A black male, Brother Sly, you see this? A black male walked up to a Mexican woman and started going off on her and talking to her like he was going to hit her. A Mexican man, look at this. A Mexican man came out of nowhere and got him all the way together. Black man humbled himself real quick, walked away like a little bitch. These are the comments in Cynthia G's chat. I was dating a black man when I was younger. We were walking around the city and a black man approached me to hit on me. I said I had a boyfriend and turned to point to my boyfriend, but he was gone. Look at this. The black man, she says the black man ran away from her. This man was her boyfriend, and some other nigga tried to hit on her. She wants us to believe that a black man ran away. Do you see that? This is literally insanity. Are you looking at this? This is literal insanity. This woman here said she had tears in her eyes watching the woman that got hit with the brick. Now, let me just go to the actual video because I want to show you what I'm talking about. Now, this is the video that Cynthia G put on her channel because in case you don't know who this woman is, this is one of the #1 black women YouTubers on YouTube. Believe it or not, this is one of the #1 black women and she also speaks heavily against black men, but that's not my problem. It is what it is. But the video is called she would not give him her number, so he hit her in the face with a brick. Now, mind you guys, after all of the receipts that came out, this woman still has this shit on her channel. She has not made a video to come out and say, okay, there's been some conflicting evidence. She didn't say she was wrong. None of this. She hasn't came out with a video since then. This video came out on September 4th, right when it happened. She has not came out with videos to talk about any of the receipts to prove that this woman is a liar. But this video is 37 minutes. I'm not going to show you the whole 37 minutes. We're going to go right until the 18-minute mark. If you guys want to watch the whole video, you can. But me personally, I just went to the 18-minute mark. Let's listen to what this woman says. Now, mind you, the questions that I have for you is simple. Why was she so quick to make this video? Why was she so confident making this video? And also, why has she not made another video to, rectify this video? In other words, to say, hey, This is the updated video. I was wrong. Now let's listen to this woman, guys. Let's listen to this woman. And I need you to notice how she's talking like, hold on. I need you to notice how she was talking like she was there. This is all I want you to notice. I'm not even going to take too much of your time today. This video, I'm going to stop it at 1 hour. I need you to notice how she's talking like she was literally there. Into it.
Not only comfortable doing this, but he knew that nobody would stop him. He knew that this is black male culture, and that as long as there weren't any non-black males present, he would not only avoid consequences and accountability, but he would be protected from it.
So right off the top, ladies and gentlemen, she's saying that this is black male culture. Brother Sly, she said this is black male culture to hit black women with bricks. Now, the question I asked you guys yesterday was, what percentage of black men, out of all the black men that are walking around today in America, what percentage of black American men are going to hit a woman in the head with a brick because she said no to giving her number out? Some people said 1%. Some people said not even 1 full percent. Some people said 10 to 15%. You guys can tell me how many percent of black men you think would hit somebody in the head with a brick. But this woman says this is black men culture. In other words, this is something that black men have been doing. This is something that we all do, and this is something that we encourage. She said this is black men culture, guys. I need you to hear how dangerous this is. This person has almost 200,000 subscribers, guys.
For being, but not knowing that she had trained her son to be her protector. Just like that bandit was comfortable and emboldened in that video, this bandit was clearly not only comfortable doing this to this woman, hitting her in the face with a brick and a...
By the way, when she says bandits over and over, she's talking about black American men. She's not talking about black Caribbean men. She's talking about black American men. She's calling them bandits. This is her new name. Before, she called us dusties, crusties, knackers. Now the new word is bandit. And she would say these niggers, these black men niggers, but she knows that YouTube is not going to allow her to say black men niggers. So she has to say code words. So when you hear her say bandit, she's talking about black American men. Let's listen.
Attempting to toe tag her, because surely you're not picking up a brick to hit somebody in the face with it or in the head region with it unless you are trying to toe tag them. But he was not only comfortable doing this, but he knew that nobody would stop him. He knew that this is black male culture, and that as long as there weren't any non-black males present, he would not only avoid consequences and accountability, but he would be protected from it. And that's what those other bandits did when they decided to stand and watch this bandit brutalize this woman, attempt to toe tag her, and then rather than stopping him and at least taking him to get justice, they protected him from it by putting him in the car and helping him to escape. The culture condones and accepts this behavior. Black male worshiping culture protects these males. Unfortunately, black women do a lot to protect the very males who threaten their very existence.
And listen to this, guys. Now she's making up stories. Now she said not only did the black men not do anything about it, she says the black men helped the nigga who threw a brick at her to get into the car and drive off. Do you hear this? Do you hear this, guys? She's making up narratives. She said black men are protecting the brick throwers. You see this? Not only are we not doing anything about the brick throwers, but she said the black men that were around there, they helped him to get into the car. But remember, why is this very important? Because nobody at all saw the video. Nobody saw the video of the brick throwing. Nobody saw the video of him getting into the car, or nobody saw the video of black men helping him to find a ride to get away. Nobody saw a black man being the getaway driver. None of it. This is all complete imagination, guys. And the reason why I'm showing you this video is to show you how dangerous some of these people could be. This person has almost 200,000 subscribers. Let's continue.
Existence just as much as this bandit did to this black woman in this video. The culture condones and accepts this behavior from the males in the community, and that is why it continues to happen.
The culture condones black men throwing bricks at black women. Can any of my black American people tell me when the culture condoned us throwing bricks at black women's heads because she didn't give our number? Do we stand around with our black men and say, yeah, earlier today, I threw a brick at a bitch because she didn't give me her number? Do black men laugh at that? Is there going to be a bunch of black men in a circle and one of them says, yeah, I threw a brick at a black bitch today, and all of us are going to just start laughing? This is what they want you to believe, guys. This is how disconnected from reality these people truly are. And at this point, I just feel sorry for them, but it's scary because they're not just delusional people in the basement. This woman has 200,000 subscribers. This is now dangerous. I'm going to ask you in the chat, Jay, what percentage of her 150,000 subscribers are black women nurses? What percentage are black women teachers that have a black little boy in their class? A nurse with a black male patient? How many of her subscribers are black women, judges or whatever the case, that are in positions of authority over black men? And when they go home, they're sitting there listening to Cynthia G telling them all this bullshit and it's fueling them. How dangerous would it be if one of Cynthia G's followers was an elementary school teacher? Can you understand where I'm going with this, guys? Can you understand where I'm going with this?
This is why bandits continue to behave cowardly while trying to sell the image of the alpha male that only black women are buying. The culture that calls them kings despite not having a kingdom and complaining that welfare removed them from theirs. The culture that reinforces the false notion that these males are the prize and are entitled to any woman they want despite not having anything to offer her, because of course that's not even an expectation. How dare a black woman not only reject a bandit but expect him to offer her something other than his physical presence? Y'all have to understand that the way in which black women regard these failed nothing ass bitch of males who have no resources, no pot to piss in, no window to throw it out of, and is always looking for a woman to provide for them, y'all have to know that this is the reason why they engage in this behavior. Am I blaming this black woman? Absolutely not. I am attempting to show you how this is a symbiotic relationship.
Now listen to what she said, ladies and gentlemen. She said something very important. I'm trying to find my lighter, ladies and gentlemen. She said something very important. She said these black males have no resources. Killer, do you see what I'm talking about? Remember when I told you the woman who got locked up in Dubai? Does anybody remember the story of the woman who got locked up in Dubai? There was this black woman who got locked up in Dubai, and allegedly she got locked up for cursing or whatever the case, and everybody was saying, well, the Arab man made that law in Dubai that you can't scream at the man or whatever the case, right? And I was asking, why is it that the black woman can go to Dubai and learn how to, follow the law and humble herself, but she doesn't do that over here? The same with this woman who got hit with a brick. She came over here dressing with her titties out, but when she's in Somalia, she doesn't do that. But this woman right here, she just said, oh, these niggas don't have no resources. It's the same thing I told you. The black woman in America, she believes, and whether it's right or wrong, the black woman in America believes that the black man has no resources. He has no weapons, and he has no land, and he has no unity. This is the reason why we cannot enforce our law on our women, because they know that we have no resources. As a collective, they know we have no land. They know we have no weapons, and they know we don't have unity. So that's why this woman here, she told you the truth. She said these dusty niggas don't even have any resources. Listen.
Something other than his physical presence. Y'all have to understand that the way in which black women regard these failed nothing ass bitch of males who have no resources, no pot to piss in, no window to throw it out of, and is always looking for a woman to provide for them, y'all have to know that this is the reason why they engage in this behavior. Am I blaming this black woman? Absolutely not. I am attempting to show you how this is a symbiotic relationship, how the way in which you regard these males who don't build, who don't provide, who don't protect, who don't stand for anything, who don't do anything but cause harm in the community, is directly influencing their behavior towards you, because this behavior comes from a mindset that somebody is obligated to give you what you want, that you are entitled to whoever you want, and they ain't entitled to a damn thing. They not even entitled to the air that they breathe, and should be grateful that black women have allowed them to breathe it by birthing them into existence, which...
Listen to that, ladies and gentlemen. She says black men should be grateful for the air that we breathe. We don't even deserve the air that we breathe, ladies and gentlemen. Black men do not deserve the air that they breathe, and they should be grateful that black women allow them to breathe that air. The black woman that birthed you, she's the one that allowed you to breathe the air. It's not the black man with the sperm that put his sperm in the mother. No. The black woman that birthed you, she allowed you to breathe air. And you black American men, you do not deserve to breathe air. Let me continue, because I told you I don't want to take too long today.
The fatal mistake that you should stop making. The culture that shows these males that they don't have to better themselves, provide, protect, or build, but they will get treated as if they do, that's why they continue to run amok. It just is what it is. And we can sit here and continue to ignore this. We can say it's extreme to not birth into existence the males who have constantly and consistently shown you a blatant disregard for your life and a willingness to take it. You think that is extreme, but this continues to happen. And it's not just happening to dark-skinned black women, it's happening to all women who have the audacity to reject a bandit who believes or acts like he believes that he is the most desired male on the planet.
So now she says she's talking about black American men, guys. She said black, and she also told black women right there that they do not need to give birth to black boys. Now let's continue, because the last 3 minutes is the most important part. I might skip forward a little bit because this woman's just talking a whole bunch of shit, but I want you to hear the last 3 minutes just so you can know what I'm talking about, guys.
But only when he's trying to manipulate black women, because in every other situation he knows damn well he is not desired by any other group of women except black women, and apparently not even black women, because this bandit is still acting like one of the least desired males. Because if you know you the most desired, then one woman's number wouldn't faze you. Getting it or not getting it would mean absolutely nothing to you, because you would just move on to the next woman. In fact, you wouldn't even be approaching a black woman, because you said you need to get your raggedy ass passport to avoid them. So why are you even approaching a black woman to get her number? Why?
Listen to what she said. Listen to what she said. Just to show you guys that she's talking about Black American men, guys. Bryce, do you hear this? Have you ever heard of this woman, Cynthia G? Mind you, this woman has not made another video to say, hey, I was wrong. This woman has not made a video to address all the receipts that shows this woman is a liar and scammer. But she made this video. But listen to what she said. She said something very important. She said, you niggers are trying to get passports. Who is she talking about? She's not talking about the Somalian man. The Somalian man is not talking about getting passports to go find a different woman. The Caribbean man is not trying to get passports unless they're coming to America. When you talk about black men getting passports to try to find a different kind of woman, you're talking about the demographic of black men that are suggesting that. So this whole time, I need you to know that she's talking about Black American men, even though this scenario involved allegedly non-Black American men. And the people who stood around were clearly non-Black American men. And the woman who was involved with this is clearly a non-Black American woman. But yet this Black American woman is using her big platform to shit on us. Isn't that suspicious, guys?
Absolutely nothing to you, because you would just move on to the next woman. In fact, you wouldn't even be is still acting like one of the least desired males. Because if you know you the most desired, then one woman's number wouldn't faze you. Getting it or not getting it would mean absolutely nothing to you, because you would just move on to the next woman. In fact, you wouldn't even be approaching a black woman, because you said you need to get your raggedy ass passport to avoid them. So why are you even approaching a black woman to get her number? Why? Because you think she entitled to give it to you? Because you come from a black male worshiping culture where you can be a nothing ass bitch and get treated as if you're one of the biggest providers and producers on the planet, when in reality you ain't produced a damn thing except a dilapidated, degenerate community and some confused biracials. That's the only thing that you've produced. And let's not even get into these comments, the comments that show this pathology, the comments that show how much of a cowardly, nothing ass bitch group of males that we have. Because what you saw in the comments is probably a lot of statements like, well, y'all see y'all independent, y'all don't need no man. Well, why you want him to protect a random woman? I'm not gonna protect a random woman. Y'all want them.
Now look at this, guys. This is the picture she made for black men, and she's calling them dusty beta males. Dusty beta males. The funny thing is, Cynthia G, I've never heard her talking about any black man that's an alpha male, but all of us are dusty beta males. If we don't agree with her, we are dusty beta males.
Men to get killed, and why would that man cut up for a random woman when he could get killed?
Yes, I'm dead serious. We don't know you or any of these other sisters out here. You think they put my life on line for y'all? And I got a family to love and feed and to take care of? I'm gonna put my life on the line for you? The hell I will. Dead ass serious. Single.
Ma'am, those men are standing on the side of a corner store in the middle of the night. Because that with a brick now, handle it yourself. These days are gone. You're not worth the risk.
And cowardly behavior, meaning they abandoned you and your children, which forced you to have to be independent of them. Because if they ain't providing nothing, if they're not giving you anything to be dependent on, then they are forcing you to be independent. obviously, if they were not there, if they walked out and ain't providing, you can't depend on them. So therefore, you had to be independent. They are now using the independence that they forced on you to justify one of them harming a black woman while the other stood around and supported.
Now, what is she doing, guys? What is she doing? She's saying the same old narrative. She's using the same old narrative about how we abandon our family. She said we abandoned our family, we forced the black woman to be independent, and now we're blaming the black woman for being independent. She's using the same old talking points of how we walked out on our family. We abandoned our family, guys. It's the same old tired narrative. But I want to get to the last 3 minutes of this video, so I'm going to try not to talk that much because I'm only going to try to take an hour of your time, guys. I'm about to get out of here.
Supported it. Why? Because they are cowardly ass, nothing ass bitches who know that their cowardliness is on display again for the world to see, and they need an excuse to justify cowardly behavior that, for the most part, other men don't engage in. Because what we have not seen is video.
First of all, I just need to say, can anybody confirm, am I tripping, or does this woman have one of the most annoying voices in the history of mankind or womankind? Because I feel like this woman literally has, that's the reason why I already know the type of images that she puts out and the type of rhetoric that she puts out, but her voice is more annoying than her bullshit ass rhetoric. If her voice wasn't so fucking loud and nasally and annoying, like it sounds like you're scratching a chalkboard with your fingernails. If her voice wasn't so fucking annoying, maybe I'd be allowed to hear that shit. Oh, that's what it is, Brother Sly. She speaks with a cackle. She speaks with the same cackle like the woman that got hit with a brick. You know, that's that witchcraft shit. These women are literally witches, guys. We're going to have a whole conversation, and I'm going to name the video, and I guarantee you no women are going to show up. I'm going to name one of these videos. These women are literally witches. This woman, by the way, already said that she's a witch. You can go look up her Twitter, all that shit. She already admitted that she's a proud witch. But let's get back to it. Let's listen to Cynthia G. This is the woman that went viral for saying that black women need to abort little black boys. In other words, she wants her followers, if they're black women and they find out they're pregnant, she wants them to wait to find out the sex of the baby. And if the baby turns out to be a boy, she wants the mother to kill the child. That's what this woman just said. So now she's doing a video on the brick situation. And by the way, guys, if anybody, I need everybody who's listening to the sound of my voice to please go find the name of the place that this woman was hit with a brick at. I don't know why I didn't mention it, but this woman was hit with a brick allegedly, which she was never hit with a brick, in my opinion. But allegedly this happened in Houston, Texas. I live in Houston, Texas. Somebody find this orange building for me. There's a lot of footage of this orange building. It's next to a Chevron. I do not know where this orange building is in Houston, Texas. Was she at the club? Was she at some Caribbean spot? If I could find this orange building, I'm going to go there and do a live stream, and we're going to have a conversation about it. I'm going to try to find the people who work in the area. Can we find video footage? I need to know where this happened at, guys. If this is in Houston, Texas, we need to be real life journalists. Go on TikTok and find me the place that this happened at, guys. I will go there. Let's
is
listen.
on display again for the world to see, and they need an excuse to justify cowardly behavior that, for the most part, other men don't engage in. Because what we have not seen is videos of white, Asian, and Hispanic men sitting around watching a bandit bite somebody's eyes out, punch him in the face, or hit him in the face with a brick because they won't give him the number.
Listen to what she said. We haven't seen videos of white, Asian, or Hispanic, or Arab men, Indian men hitting women with bricks while everybody stood by. Ma'am, have you ever seen some of these, dark web videos or some of these banned world star hip hop videos? Go to India and try to be a fucking witch in India. Try to be a witch in some of these places in Saudi Arabia. They will literally, all of the men, you're talking about men are not going to stand around in these other cultures and let men do this. All the men in Saudi Arabia will gather around and hit you with rocks. Ma'am, this is what I'm saying. They're not even willing to be honest. They're not even willing to be honest. These other men will hit you literally with bricks.
Because what we have not seen is videos of white, Asian, and Hispanic men sitting around watching a bandit bite somebody's eyes out, punch him in the face, or hit him in the face with a brick because they won't give him the number. But see, in this society, protecting and providing for women and children is the cornerstone of manhood. Bandits know that. They can sit up here and say whatever they want to. They know that they're in a patriarchal society, and they know what the expectations are of males within a patriarchal society, and they also know they too cowardly to meet said expectations. Without those two behaviors, providing and protecting, males are not seen as men. They know this, so they make up excuses as to why they're not doing it. When you mention the fact that they aren't and never have been providers, they tell you that black women chose welfare and put them out of the home so that they couldn't be providers, when they've really never been providers at all, and they still aren't. When you mention their failure to protect, they claim that you said you were independent and didn't need a man, therefore also justifying their lack of manhood by blaming you. They know what they're doing is wrong, disgustingly cowardly, and yet another example of their constant failures and inability to evolve into men rather than continue to be males. But since they don't really have a justifiable reason, they prefer to blame you. And this is the coldest part about it. They are claiming that your independence is the issue, but also confessing to their fear of being harmed in the process of protecting you. So what's the real issue here? The issue isn't your independence, it's their fear of other male violence.
Also, I just need you guys to understand while you're listening to this bullshit. What's up, Mr. Phillip? Phillip, I need you to understand while you're listening to this bullshit that I need you to understand, listen to the perspective that she's speaking. She's not speaking from the perspective of, hi, I'm Cynthia G. I have a YouTube channel. This is how I feel. How do you guys feel? No, she's not speaking from that perspective. Brother Sly, she's speaking from the perspective of, I'm a black woman. Y'all are black women. This is what we need to do. Do you understand the difference? And yes, I've spoke to black men about what we need to do as well. And if somebody wants to make a breakdown video of how what I said is dangerous, go ahead. I'm willing to listen. But this video right here, she's not just talking about her opinion, which, by the way, is completely wrong. She's telling black women what they need to do with their womb, with their little black boys. Listen closely, guys. She's talking to her black followers, her black women followers.
I.e. being cowardly ass bitches. That's the real issue. It's the same thing with provision. Provision requires resources, and resources are controlled by other men who have acted in extreme violence in order to obtain control over said resource.
Oh, this is important, guys. This is important. Listen to what she said. This goes back into what I was telling you. I told you that these women understand that we have not been violent. These women understand that we don't have the land, the resources, and the weapons that the Arab man, the Asian man, the white man has. This is why they do not respect us in a similar fashion, because they have already came to the conclusion that we don't have the weapons to enforce what we're trying to say, which is why I told you it don't matter about being physical. They just know that you don't have the weapons to enforce it. Listen to her. She says these black men don't have the weapons and the resources and everything that these other nations have. That's why when these black women go to Dubai, they put on a head wrap and they lower their voice. When these Asian women, when these black women go to the Asia, Chinese, Japanese, they follow all the rules of the land. The only person that they don't listen to is your black ass, black man, black American man, because you better believe when these black women go to Africa, they're still listening to the African men, because no matter if them African men live in a mud hut, at least them African men got the unity. They have enough land. They have enough resources and weapons to enforce their shit. Yeah, the African might not have an AK-47, but he still got his spear or whatever kind of weapon that they use to enforce their law. The black American man is not allowed to use any type of weapon to enforce his law. He has no land to enforce his law. Do you understand this? Listen to what she said, guys. She said the reason why we don't respect you niggas is because y'all don't have the things that these other nations do. Listen closely.
By blaming you. They know what they're doing is wrong, disgustingly cowardly, and yet another example of their constant failures and inability to evolve into men rather than continue to be males. But since they don't really have a justifiable reason, they prefer to blame you. And this is the coldest part about it. They are claiming that your independence is the issue, but also confessing to their fear of being harmed in the process of protecting you. So what's the real issue here? The issue isn't your independence, is their fear of other male violence, i.e. being cowardly ass bitches. That's the real issue. It's the same thing with provision. Provision requires resources, and resources are controlled by other men who have acted in extreme violence in order to obtain control over said resources. In order for black males to obtain resources, they would be required to compete with other males, and competition with other males can and often do come with the real threat of violence. In essence, these males are weak, cowardly ass bitches who fear the violent recourse of other males, and instead of openly confessing to this, they prefer to blame you. And
now let's break that down, because she said a mouthful, ladies and gentlemen, and a lot of it is something that I've said to a certain extent. She said that these black American men have been conquered by all these other nations, and the Arab man, the Asian man, the Indian man, the white man, hell, the Latino man, they can all enforce what they're saying by going to war for what they're saying. But for whatever reason, the black American man is not allowed to go to war with weapons for what they are saying. That's what she said. She said black men are too scared to stand up against the Asian man and go to war against the Asian man, go to war against the white man, go to war against the Arab man, because those other people get violent and bloody, and we're too scared. Now, let's ask the question, guys. Is that true? Is there any amount of truth to that? I mean, let's just be real. We know that we don't have the weapons to fight these other nations. And if we do, we know we don't have the unity right now to be fighting each other. We're too busy, blood, crip. So to some extent, she is correct. I'm going to give her some leeway. To some extent, she is correct. A lot of black men are not willing to fight the other nations of men. And black women can see that. So I'm not going to say she's completely right on all her points. But to some extent, we have to allow the ability to see the opposite's perspective. Yes, black men in general, we, for whatever reason, and believe me, I believe it's biblical, but you know, she's going to talk about that later too. She even talks about the Bible. She dismisses the Bible. She said this is not a curse. This is not the curse from the book of Deuteronomy. These niggas just don't have the ability to fight back. So I need you guys to remember, this is what I told you. This is why these women are twerking on the table at the black restaurant. This is why they're laughing when Kevin Samuels dies and coming up on Kevin Samuels' channel talking shit, because the other nations of women respect their men because their men have weapons. Their men have land. Their men can kick their ass and you can tell you shut the fuck up and that's it. And they have unity. And look at the black community. We can't even hold this brick lady accountable. We tried to talk about this brick lady and you got a bunch of black men coming out being simp ass niggas just like these bitches. We can't even have a unified front of black men to hold black women accountable. Hell no, they're not going to respect us. And that's why they don't respect us, because they know that we are fractured. Can somebody put that in the chat? Hashtag fractured. This is what's going on, guys. And by the way, who is Cynthia G anyway? Who is this woman?
Control over said resources. In order for black males to obtain resources, they would be required to compete with other males, and competition with other males can and often do come with the real threat of violence. In essence, these males are weak, cowardly ass bitches who fear the violent recourse of other males, and instead of openly confessing to this, they prefer to blame you. And then how long are y'all gonna beg these bandits to do something that they're obviously too cowardly to do? Because they can sit up in TikTok videos like the ones y'all just saw and talk about, oh, you said you independent and you said you single and you don't need no man, which we already discussed the flaw in that. But at the end of the day, bandits don't protect themselves. They protect nobody. They can't protect themselves from these so-called race soldiers out here. They can't protect themselves from their preferences, false accusations. They don't protect themselves from systemic injustices. All they do is complain and whine and cry.
Do you hear this, ladies? Do you hear this, gentlemen? Gentlemen, she said, we can't protect ourselves from the white supremacists and the cops and people making false accusations against us. All we do is sit up and cry. Do you see? She said, this is why we don't respect you. You can't protect yourself against the white man and his military. Mind you, the red man has the most devastating military in the earth. We're supposed to, as black men with no resources whatsoever, we're supposed to find a way to fight against the military. They got tanks, they got infrared beams, infrared laser weapons. They got shit that can see through the walls. They got flash bangs, grenades. They got somebody put all the infantry shit. Put all the type of little military shit they got. They got flash bangs. They got what's it called? Night vision goggles, bulletproof vests, and landmines. They got robotic dogs and laser technology that can see through the walls. They could tap into your phones. They got helicopters, drones. They got little insects that, little drones that look like mosquitoes, but it's really a camera. They got cameras the size of a grain of rice. Black man is supposed to know how to fight the red man and all of his devil technology in order to get the respect of the black woman. Do you hear this? Do you hear this? I just want you to hear all of the things that the black man is expected to do to get his woman's respect.
Like some cowardly ass bitches. In the first part of the video, you heard the bandits in the background standing around talking about, well, what do you expect me to do? What do you expect me to do? So this is just embarrassing, because these are the bandits that you give birth to. I'm not about to sit up in no video and plead with no bandit to give no protection. I'm not about to sit up there and argue with a bandit who is boldly sitting in a TikTok video talking about y'all ain't worth the risk. Yet you risk your life to give them life. So why don't you stop risking your life and show them they're not worth the oxygen that they breathe? They're not worth the problematic pregnancy to burst them into existence, only for them to then grow up and jump they disloyal, treasonous ass in a video and talk about how you ain't worth protecting, talking about those days are gone, when there was never a day in the history of this country when a bandit has ever protected a black woman or himself.
Listen to what she said. She said, black men are not worth the air that they breathe. We don't need to give birth to black men. And there has never been one day on earth that any black man has gave his life for a black woman or saved a black woman. Do you hear this? Remember, I told you I barely want to take a little hour of your time, maybe an hour and a half. Do you hear this? There's not been one black man in the history of blackness that has ever sacrificed his life for a woman. Do you hear this? And these black men are not worth the air that they breathe. And my black followers that are women need to stop giving birth to these black men.
Life to give them life. So why don't you stop risking your life and show them they're not worth the oxygen that they breathe? They're not worth the problematic pregnancy to burst them into existence, only for them to then grow up and jump they disloyal, treasonous ass in a video and talk about how you ain't worth protecting, talking about those days are gone, when there was never a day in the history of this country when a bandit has ever protected a black woman or himself. You had your raggedy, soft, weak ass on a plantation being brutalized like the bitch that you are. So how dare you act like you ever protected anything? Being brutalized a black woman or himself. You had your raggedy, soft, weak ass on a plantation being brutalized like you had your raggedy, soft, weak ass on a plantation being brutalized like the bitch that you are. You had your raggedy, soft, weak ass on a plantation being brutalized like the bitch that you are.
Listen to how she's talking about her ancestors, guys. Guys, at some point, this is scary. Is this scary? Is it pathetic? Is it infuriating? Is it confusing? Do you have sympathy? Do you feel pity for this woman? Like, do you hear how she's talking about her ancestors? Rashad McQueen says, is Synthetic G handicapped? Because I've never seen a picture of her standing up and never seen her bottom half. Even better than that, I've never seen a picture of her actual hair without that hair hat, that stiff ass Party City wig she has on her head. Why doesn't she show her afro hair? She's so pro-black woman. Why doesn't she show her braided hair, her color purple afro nigga hair? But that's a different story. Stick to the script, guys. Mr. Rashad, did you hear how she said her ancestors were getting brutalized? And that's why we're bitches. We were getting fucked on the plantation. This is the mind of the most extremist. But you better believe she has 100,000, 200,000 subscribers. So what percentage of her subscribers deal with black men in their everyday life? I'm gonna ask you guys, like, while you're listening to this last little bit of her consciousness right here, can somebody tell me what percentage realistically of these people listening that agree with her, what percentage of them actually deal with black men in their life, whether they're a doctor, a nurse, a pharmacist, a teacher, a judge, a police officer? How many of these women in her comment section actually have positions of authority over black men? Remember the black woman when Kevin Samuels died? She came out, she was a nurse. She said, I'm a nurse, and if Kevin Samuels came to my hospital and he was barely breathing, I would put poison in his veins. I would put poison in his IV. How many of these women that we're brushing shoulders with every day want to literally kill us, y'all? And I'm not trying to scare y'all, because I'm just having a conversation. And yes, we're going to have conversations about the black men that are trying to unnecessarily harm black women. But again, we need to have percentages. What percent of black men are going to hit you in the head with a brick, realistically, versus the percentage of black women who are going to lie on a black man, realistically? Because you had all these Tyler Perry ass movies, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, and all this goofy shit. that was telling you that we're going to hit you with a brick. But how many movies showed you where the black woman was conniving and lying, manipulative, cheating, telling the child all type of shit, brainwashing the child to hate the father? How many movies show you that? Can Tyler Perry make a movie about that? About the parental alienation? Matter of fact, I think he made that one movie, Daddy's Little Girls. Shout out to Tyler Perry. I think he made one movie called Daddy's Little Girls, where he showed a black father there for his little daughters. Shout out to Tyler Perry for that. But there's not enough, Tyler. Daddy's Little Girls did not make the same impact that Diary of a Mad Black Woman made. So let's continue to listen to this bullshit.
So how dare you act like you ever protected anything? The only thing you tried to protect is your ability to lay up with the womb of racism and the mothers of the males that you complain about, when in reality, the issue here is that they some weak ass. In the history of this country, when a bandit has ever protected a black woman or himself. You had your raggedy, soft, weak ass on a plantation being brutalized like the bitch that you are. So how dare you act like you ever protected anything? The only thing you tried to protect is your ability to lay up with the womb of racism and the mothers of the males that you complain about, when in reality, the issue here is that they some weak ass bitches and they promote it all day, every day. But we look silly because they're doing this all on a public platform. Everybody know we're the ones who give birth to them. Everybody know we always defending them and putting them on a pedestal. And this is the things that you get. Some dusty ass, ineffective, expendable ass bandits standing around while a woman get harmed.
Remember, guys, she's calling us dusty, expendable bandits. Can somebody put that in the chat? Dusty, expendable bandits. And by the way, guys, she's 30 minutes into the video. She hasn't took one breath yet. And mind you, the story has already been proven to be basically all but bullshit until proven otherwise. She's yet to make a video saying, hey, I was wrong about this video. But she's foaming at the mouth. She's wetting her panties talking about the dusty, expendable bandit that stood around. Mind you, the way that this woman is talking, Philip, the way this woman is talking, you would think this whole thing was literally caught on camera. You would think that it was on camera, that she was minding her business and some nigga just threw a rock at the back of her head and the other niggas just stood around and laughed. That's not on camera. Why is this woman... How is she allowed to do this with this huge platform? People with this large platform, they should have some type of responsibility to have some type of credibility. How is she talking about this like this is an actual fact that it happened? She's literally using the words of an admitted liar to just shit all over Black American men. And she's talking Black American men. We've already established that. She's not talking Caribbean men. She's not talking Jamaican men. She's not talking African men. She's not talking Somalian men. She's talking Black American men, who is the easiest demographic to shit on. The tribe of Judah. Can somebody put that in the chat? The literal tribe of Judah. Now let's continue.
Then you got these other bandits who always want you to make disclaimers and say they ain't the same. The self-proclaimed good guys sitting up talking about how you don't deserve protection. They don't deserve to be birthed through your womb. It just is what it is. And the more that you burst them, the more that you praise them, the more that you worship them, the more that you fail to give a consequence, a huge one, a monumental one, a reality shifting one, they're going to continue to do this because they don't think you about nothing.
She says, these Black men do not deserve to be birthed through your womb. So all the people who be on my channel telling me to stop talking about what I'm talking about, or why do I talk about what I talk about, go to Cynthia G and give her that same energy. Because Black men, yeah, we have sperm, we have the life in our balls, but these women have the ability to give the actual life into fruition. She's talking to 150,000 black women, and she said, stop giving them birth. Stop giving life to these black men because they're going to grow up and be violent. Do you see the narrative, guys? Ladies, go get a police escort. Don't talk to these niggas. Get a gun. Shoot these niggas if they try to talk to you. Don't even give birth to these niggas. And listen to how stupid these women are. They truly believe that they can just get pregnant without a man and give birth to only daughters. What is it going to look like in 50 years if there's no men? Even men know this. Even Kevin Samuels and Andrew Tate and all the men that talk shit about women, even we know that we need you to reproduce. These women are talking like they don't even need us to reproduce, and they don't want to. And you talk a lot of shit about Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels had a daughter. Think about that, guys. If Kevin Samuels hated women so much, why did he have a daughter? Why did Kevin Samuels have a daughter? Why didn't Kevin Samuels say to kill his daughter? Does anybody know? Why didn't Kevin Samuels say, just kill my daughter, man? She's useless. She's useless to us. Because that's what Cynthia G is telling her followers. I want to read some comments. Leonard, why did Kevin Samuels, when he found out he was having a daughter, why didn't he say kill her? Like Cynthia G saying to kill black men. If Kevin Samuels is so bad, why didn't he kill his little daughter when he found out she was a girl? I want to know. Rashad says this woman's platform serves as a purpose to help with division with black women and men for white supremacy. So now you're understanding it. Now you're understanding it, Mr. Rashad. Now you're understanding it. This is an actual brand new, somebody put that in the chat, COINTELPRO 2.0. This is the new version of counterintelligence program. The alleged YouTube or whatever the case, grassroots activists that you trust and you're subscribed to, they work for the government. They're literally destroying the black community as we speak every day. Philip says, now there is proof they are met at the so-called, they are mad or what? Mad at the so-called good guy, even though they friend zone this so-called good guy and the one nothing to do with him. They don't want nothing to do with him, but they want the good guy to die defending her ratchet asses. Philip, do you see the spell is broken? Philip, put a magic emoji in the chat if you see that the spell is broken. Remember that phrase they said, the good guy finishes last? Yeah, the good guy finishes last. The good guy definitely finishes last. It turns out these women are fucking the bad guy. These women are fucking the bad guy and then getting with the good guy later when it's time to retire. And then they have little children and they tell the boy to be the good guy. Even though that she wants to fuck the bad guy, she was telling her son to be the good guy. So why didn't Kevin kill his little daughter? Because Leonard says, because Kevin isn't even half of what they said that he really is. Her womb, wash only my behind. Yeah, guys. By the way, Solo Dolo is gonna be mad because he didn't get alerted by YouTube. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on my Patreon real quick just to make sure everybody sees it. Post title required. Hold on. But yeah, Solo Dolo is gonna come here like, yeah, man, I didn't see the live. YouTube doesn't ever tell anybody I'm live. But anyway, let's listen to a little bit more real quick. Let's listen to a little bit more. Hold on. Because I want you to hear the last 3 minutes because that's where she really just goes off.
They think you weak. They think you need them too much, despite the fact that they don't even provide nothing. You done sat up here and told them that they was the prize. Now they feel like they can get in the video and tell you what you worth. That you ain't even worth the risk of protection, knowing damn well they ain't never protected nothing. My question is, though, now that you know that they're cowardly, now that you know that they're expendable, now that you know that they're nothing ass bitches who will sit up here and watch a man hit a woman in the face with a brick because they don't stand for nothing, what are you doing in response, black women? Because we can sit up here and talk about black femicide as much as we want to. We can sit up here and quote Malcolm X as much as we want to. But if you're not willing to do anything about the fact that you and you alone are birthing these males into existence after having the knowledge that they are only harming you, then you are the problem.
Listen here, black women. Can y'all hear this? Hold on. Can y'all hear me? She said, black women, you are the problem. If you continue after you see this brick situation, and this is why I keep talking about the brick thing, because it's not going away and it's going to help destroy our community. She said, black women, and mind you, she has 150,000 subscribers, guys. Look at this. Hold on.
Is your response to this, black women?
Look at this, guys. So don't tell me why I'm talking about what I'm talking about. She has 130,000 subscribers. Do you see this right here? 130,000 subscribers. Cynthia G, 130,000 subscribers. Hold on. Damn. Cynthia G, 130,000 subscribers. She's telling her women, what are you going to do about this, black women? Are you going to keep on? She's basically shaming black women. Do you understand this? She's shaming black women for having black boys. So how many women that are listening to her stream right now are pregnant?
Black women. Because there's no other group of women that we're seeing.
Listen to me, guys, because I'm about to get out of here. How many women that are listening to the sound of her voice are pregnant right now? Pregnant with little boys right now. And she might even convince, even if it's only one woman. Mind you, she has 150,000 women. But even if it's one woman in her chat who is literally convinced to kill the little boy, don't you see how crazy that is? And why has YouTube not taken her down for telling women to kill little black boys? Who is Cynthia G? Who is she?
That they are only harming you, then you are the problem. What is your response to this, black women? Because there's no other group of women that we're seeing this happen to. So we can sit up here and ignore this as much as we want to, and we can claim that all men harm all women. Okay, yeah, those things are true. But show me the videos of men of no color sitting around watching another white man hit a woman of no color in her head.
Now look at this. Look what she just did right there, guys. Look what she just did. She said, yeah, okay, other men. So she admitted that other men fuck up their women too. Listen to what she said. She admitted that other men fuck up their women, and then she tells us, oh, we should show me a video of a man of another nation doing it. So she knows that they're doing it, and she wants us to show her a video. Brothers, put a receipt emoji in the chat if you could go ahead and find a video of an Asian man, an Arab man, hell, a white man whooping the fuck out of his woman, a Latino man whooping the fuck out of his woman, in Dubai whooping the fuck out of his woman. She says she wants us to show her. I saw a video like a month ago on World Star Hip Hop, where the Arab man and the Indian man was taking out these two women to the field and sexually assaulted them and killed them and lit them on fire. I didn't watch the whole video, but that's what happened. And she wants us to believe it's Black American men because she already talked about the passport bros and all this shit. She's not talking about Caribbean men. She's not talking about African men. She's shitting on the easiest demographic to shit on. Black men in America are the easiest demographic to shit on.
Into existence after having the knowledge that they are only harming you, then you are the problem. What is your response to this, Black women? Because there's no other group of women that we're seeing this happen to.
Brother Sly, you missed the point. You said a lot of women aren't falling for her rhetoric, but a lot of women are. See, this is my new thing. I'm going to start just asking percentages. I'm going to just start asking percentages. Okay, what percentage of women are listening to her rhetoric? What percentage of her subscribers, the people who are hearing her videos, are listening to her rhetoric versus the women who are listening and say, no, this bitch is crazy. I'm never going to listen to this woman. What percentage of women are either listening to her or considering what she's saying versus the Black women who are like, hell no, this woman's crazy and she needs to be reported? Are you telling me Black women in America are just completely appalled at Cynthia G and they're calling for her to be canceled? Let's be real, guys. Where are the videos of all the... This is what I'm telling you. They make videos for TikTok to shake their titties. Where are all the videos of the people who are condemning Cardi B, condemning Cynthia G, condemning this brick lady? Where is the outrage? There's no outrage. That's why I'm not fucking with it. That's why I'm going hard in my position.
So we can sit up here and ignore this as much as we want to, and we can claim that all men harm all women. Okay, yeah, those things are true. But show me the videos of men of no color sitting around watching another white man hit a woman of no color in her head with a brick because she ain't giving him the number. Show me it with Asian men. Show me it with Hispanic men. Show me it with anybody other than these failed, expendable, nothing-ass bitch bandits, because I ain't seeing it.
Show me a video of a nigga or a man hitting a woman with an object other than Black American men. Ma'am, they're literally still stoning people. They're stoning people still, ma'am. What are you talking about? This is the delusion. They're allowed to just say whatever the fuck they want to say, guys. Infinite Charms, I believe you. Infinite Charms gave a real percentage. I love you, girl. You know I love you, Infinite Charms. Infinite Charms said, you know what? Only about 30% of Black women are appalled at Cynthia G. 70% either fuck with Cynthia G or see no problem in what she's saying. And I agree. It's about 7 out of 10 Black women that either agree with Cynthia quietly or outwardly, or they have no problem. It's only about 3 out of 10 Black women. I'm gonna give it to those 3 that say, you know what, that's wild. That's wild. What you're saying is crazy right now. And but Infinite, don't you understand why I'm be going so hard? Because only about 30% of women are going to admit what you just said. If I asked 100% of Black women the same question I just asked you, are you telling me that they're going to give that same answer? They're going to be disingenuous and lie with their answer. If I ask them, you know what I'm saying? That's the other thing. A lot of Black women won't even be real when you straight up ask them the question. They're trying to protect the beehive. Let's continue, because I told you I wasn't going to take more than an hour. We're a little bit over an hour, but I'm going to just continue. We only got 6 more minutes. I want you to hear the last couple minutes because that's where she really goes hard. Let's listen to a little bit more, guys. Press the thumbs up button because YouTube hates me. Shout out to my people on patreon.com/JLEETHAL7. I wasn't even supposed to go live tonight, but I was watching this video and I just had to do a quick little live response to let it sit on my channel. I didn't want to talk about Cynthia G, but she crossed the line with this shit. She still hasn't made a video to talk about all the receipts. where she called herself a liar, where this woman said she's a witch, she hangs with the scammers, she had another GoFundMe in 2020. None of those receipts. But she wanted to let this shit sit on her channel. It has about 100,000 views. Let's continue.
I'm only seeing this repeatedly coming from the very males that black women worship, the very males that you put on a pedestal, that you say is your prize, that you promote your undying loyalty to. You need to stop doing that, because this is leading to this outcome. And no, I'm not blaming black women, but we have to take accountability here. How you treat these bandits, how you respond to them, directly influences how they treat you and how you respond to them. And what we've done is allow these bandits for multiple generations to engage in this behavior with absolutely no consequence. Black women don't give these bandits any consequences. When they are met with accountability and consequences, it is coming from either white man or white woman.
Listen to what she said. She said black women don't give black men any consequences. Do you hear that, guys? We can't see our kids. We're on child support. All this type of shit. We don't see no consequences. I would love to talk to the millions of black men who are homeless right now, in jail right now, can't see their kids right now. She said black women don't give black men any consequences in America. Wow. Wow, guys. This is amazing. It's a beautiful time to be alive, because these people are exposing themselves. Steve Harvey is exposing himself. Somebody put that in the chat. Steve Harvey is exposing himself. Willie D, my son, Dr. Umar is exposing himself. By the way, Dr. Umar blocked me. I'm going to show you the receipt tomorrow. Matter of fact, I can upload that receipt right now. Dr. Umar blocked me today because I told him that he has a warrant out for his arrest at the black delegation, because Dr. Umar said black men deserve to die over this brick lady. But he never called out the brick lady after he found out it was a lie. So Dr. Umar blocked me. Hold on. Let me see if I can show you Hold on. Dr. Umar. Matter of fact, I'll show that next stream because I don't have enough. I don't know. It's somewhere. I gotta find it. Dr. Umar blocked me today, but that means he read my comment. Dr. Umar, I'm on your ass, boy. I'm on your head, brother. You read my comment and you blocked me. You didn't even respond to me like a pussy bomba clot. Man. And I never talk shit about your school. I never talk shit about Dr. Umar like that. I never talk shit about Dr. Umar. If you go back to one of the very first videos on this channel, you're going to see a video called Protect Dr. Umar, where I showed a clip of him on the Breakfast Club. He was spitting on the Breakfast Club. I said, protect Dr. Umar. That's on one of the very first videos on this channel. But now the problem is you don't hold everybody equally accountable, and that's the problem. Now let's continue. Let's listen to the last little bit of this woman right here.
It is never coming from black women, not on an individual level. Give these bandits any consequences. When they are met with accountability and consequences, it is coming from either white man or white woman. It is never coming from black women, not on an individual level and not on a community level. And we know that because the DV rates are too high. We know that because the domestic fatalities is too high. We know that because the father abandonment rate is too high, the marriage level is too low, the production level is too low as well.
You hear how now she's going on again about this father abandonment. Oh, all the father abandonment. Ma'am, let me ask you guys in the chat, for real, give a real answer. Out of every 10 relationships that have a baby, how many of them did the dad run away versus the mom decided she could do it on her own? I'm going to ask the question again, and this is a question I'm going to continue to ask until the end of time. Out of 100 relationships, in other words, out of every 10 black relationships in America that had a baby, whether they were married or not, how many of those relationships did the man say, oh my God, You're pregnant? Okay, I'm going to run off on the baby. Versus how many of those relationships ended because the woman said, you know what? I could do better than you, and I'm going to go get food stamps or whatever the case and get my own apartment and get a new man. Let's be very clear, guys. This is the conversation. The conversation is, out of every 10 relationships in America, how many of those were ended because the man just got up and ran away? Because that's what you have convinced all of us has been happening. And if it's in fact the majority of black men are the ones running away, where are we running to? Can somebody put the state and city that these black men are just getting up and running to, where the law is not going to catch us? Is it Willacoochee, Georgia? Are all the black men going to fucking Salt Lake City, Utah? Where are black men getting up and running away from their children after they sat there in the delivery room, after they changed these shitty diapers? We just got up and ran away, right? We went to go get some milk and we never came back. Don't you hear how stupid that spell is? That sounds like Santa Claus. When you told black Americans that, oh, your daddy just went to go get some milk, he never came back, that sounds like Santa Claus. But here she goes again with the father abandonment rates. And, you know, these niggas are abandoning their children. Talk to me in the chat, guys. These niggas are abandoning their children. We're almost done, guys. Don't worry about it. I didn't want to take too much of your time. We're almost done.
We know that because the father abandonment rate is too high, the marriage level is too low, the production level is too low as well. These bandits don't do a damn thing, and you still worship them, and you still promote them as the prize, and you put them on a pedestal. And if you don't stop doing that, you're going to continue to get this response, because you have a psychopathic, entitled-minded group of bandits running around thinking that they can do anything to you with no consequences, and it's because you failed to give them one. And if you don't give people consequences, if you don't show them that certain behaviors will not be tolerated, they're going to engage in those behaviors.
And when she says consequences, I just need you guys to understand what she's talking about. When she says you need to show black men consequences, what she's saying is you need to abort black babies. Don't mess with black men anymore. And if you're pregnant with a little black boy, abort him. That's what she's calling a consequence. And she says we need to do this because of the brick story. And you know, look at the brick story. So you need to give these niggas consequences. Don't talk to them and don't give birth to their black little boys.
And now you're at the point to where bandits don't even see anything wrong with themselves, except when other people who are not black are telling them there's something wrong with them, and you get a big old cape and run around with it talking about my black man, my black king, protect black men. If that is your only response, then you are telling them that this behavior is okay. You are telling them that they can continue to engage in this behavior because you will continue to worship them. How many times have I sat up here?
Here's the point, Killer. Killer, this is my main point. Let's read Killer's comment together. He says, Synthetic G and the rest of her hyena KKK clan look like jackasses because she fell for the brick-faced lies and GoFundMe scam. But Killer, explain to me this. If she looks like a jackass, why is this video still on her channel? Now, how does she look like a jackass? Killer, tell me. Explain it to me like I'm stupid. She has 129,000 subscribers. She has 7.1 thousand likes on the video, Killer. She has 76,000 views on the video, Killer. She has 4,031 comments on the video, Killer. How did she lose? How does she look like a dumbass? She hasn't taken it down. Here's the question. Why hasn't she taken it down? Why hasn't she made an updated video and said, I'm wrong for it? Yes, she looks like a jackass to us, but the mainstream people are still, look at the comments, Killer. Killer, you talking about she looks like a jackass. Killer, look at the comments. My heart is broken for the brick woman. Look at this. My heart is broken for the brick woman. And then she goes to talk on about how she was assaulted by some dusty nigga. Look at this. I remember I told this one dusty, this is what they're calling black men, this dusty. Look at this. I'm outraged and angry that these grown black men stood by and did nothing. Ladies, we need to arm ourselves. These are the comments, Killer. You said she looks like a dumbass. Okay, she does, but that's only to the minority of people who give a fuck about the truth. The majority of people are saying this. We as black women need to band together and get legislative laws passed against these niggas. Do you see what I'm saying, guys? And regardless, like Leonard says, her followers, Leonard says her followers have to be handicapped, special needs. Regardless, she got 150,000 of them motherfuckers. Do you see right here? Leonard, 130,000 subscribers. I'm trying to fight for 1,000. She has 130,000. I'm trying to fight for 1,000. Isn't that crazy, Leonard? Isn't that offensive to all of us in the chat that I'm trying to fight for 1,000 subscribers and she has 130 and this is what she's pushing? You've never heard me push no crazy shit like this.
And said this is a dangerous, expendable group of males who do nothing but wreak havoc in the community, and that you should stop levying your womb and using it as a portal for evil. And I'm told that I'm too extreme. What's extreme is when a bandit takes a brick and hit a woman in her head with it because she will not give him her number.
She said you need to stop using your womb. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. You need to stop using your womb as a portal for evil. Do you hear this? Stop using your womb as a portal for evil, ladies and gentlemen.
What is one thing that you've never told your ex?
I did have an ex that I was involved with, and I cheated on him with an athlete. That was so weak of me. And now he's probably gonna know. But
Well,
it's okay.
Who had better?
The athlete.
So you never told your ex that you cheated on him?
No. I hope he doesn't watch this interview.
Using your womb as a portal for evil. Talking about giving birth to black boys, but she has no problem with these pregnant women on the bang bus getting fucked. These women are now on OnlyFans getting fucked while they're pregnant, ladies and gentlemen. This is the next thing I have to introduce to you. I talked to you about it before. I talked to you about the Glock Dookie. This is what these women are doing. These women are getting violently fucked in the back of a bus by some random drug dealer when they're 7.5 months pregnant, ladies and gentlemen. But they don't have a problem with that. But you got a problem with giving birth to a black boy.
What is one thing that you've never told your ex?
I did have an ex that I was involved with, and I cheated on him with an athlete. That was so weak of me. And now he's probably gonna know. But it's okay.
Who had better?
The athlete.
So you never told your ex that you cheated on him?
No. I hope he doesn't watch this interview.
You never know.
So Cynthia G tells us, black women, don't use your womb as a portal for evil. And she's talking about about giving birth to a little black boy. That's using your womb. Cynthia G, somebody tell me, who is Cynthia G? She says any black woman who uses her womb to give birth to a black boy, they're giving birth to evil.
Damn thing, and you still worship them, and you still promote them as the prize, and you put them on a pedestal. And if you don't stop doing that, you're going to continue to get this response, because you have a psychopathic, entitled-minded group of bandits running around thinking that they can do anything to you with no consequences, and it's because you failed to give them one. And if you don't give people consequences, if you don't show them that certain behaviors will not be tolerated, they're going to engage in those behaviors. And now you're at the point to where bandits don't even see anything wrong with themselves, except when other people who are not black are telling them there's something wrong with them, and you get a big old cape and run around with it, talking about my black man, my black king, protect black men. If that is your only response, then you are telling them that this behavior is okay. You are telling them that they can continue to engage in this behavior because you will continue to worship them. How many times have I sat up here and said this is a dangerous, expendable group of males who do nothing but wreak havoc in the community, and that you should stop levying your womb and using it as a portal for evil? And I'm told that I'm too extreme. What's extreme is when a bandit takes a brick and hit a woman in her head with it because she will not give him her number. He clearly thinks that he's entitled to. The only people who can correct this issue are bandits and black women. Bandits said they ain't doing it, so what you gonna do, black women? You gonna sit here and keep complaining to deaf ears about black femicide, only to then turn around and justify racism coming from another woman and prop set males up on a pedestal as your preference? Because surely you don't expect the world to take you seriously while you scream and complain that the males that you put on a pedestal as your only option are the ones who are committing acts of femicide against you. Surely you don't expect nobody to take you seriously. When your actions and your words are in contradiction, no one takes you seriously. If you want somebody to take you serious, then stop praising and advocating for and defending the bandits who are harming you. Hang them out to dry. Finger them. Go out into town halls and city halls and talk about how black males, the ones that you give birth to, are doing this to you. Everybody see it. They just waiting for you to speak up on it and tell the world what we all already know. That the bandits that you are giving birth to are the ones who are harming you, and they refuse to stop because, quiet as it's kept, they don't even think you should be worshiping them.
Listen to what she says. Now she's telling black women to go in front of the other nations of people. She said, tell black women to go in front of all the world, all the nations of people, and point out the black man and say, that's the big bad boogie wolf, the big bad boogie man. Talk to me in the chat. Listen to what she said. She said, black women, go in front of the town square, go in front of all these other nations, because all these nations, they already know that the black man is the enemy. I need you to point out the black man in front of all these other nations and say, this is my enemy. This is the big bad wolf, the black man. Listen to what she said, guys. She wants black women to go in front of other nations, Asians, whites, Hispanics, Latinos, whatever the fuck. She wants us to go in front of everybody else and say, that nigga is the problem. Listen. Listen very close.
Are harming you. Hang them out to dry. Finger them. Go out into town halls and city halls and talk about how black males, the ones that you give birth to, are doing this to you. Everybody see it. They just waiting for you to speak up on it and tell the world what we all already know. That the bandits that you are giving birth to are the ones who are harming you, and they refuse to stop because, quiet as it's kept, they don't even think you should be worshiping them. They don't even think they kings. They know they some nothing ass bitches. They know they ain't walked up to no mantle of manhood and don't plan to. They already know that nobody sees them as men, and damn sure not no kings or warriors except you, and that you shouldn't even see them that way, and they resent you because you do.
You hear that, black men? She says, we know we're not no kings. You hear how she's talking to us like the white supremacists? The white supremacists on the internet are the ones that make fun of us when we say we're kings and queens. Now she says, these niggas know they're not no kings. These niggas know they don't have the balls to step up to the real enemy. So again, I'm going to challenge you, black man. Is she right? Is she right? Is it that we don't have the balls, or is it that we don't have the capability? I believe a lot of niggas don't have the balls. Me personally, I just don't have the capability. A lot of these niggas, even if they have the capability, they still wouldn't even do it. I just don't have the capability to go against the United States Army, the Navy, the Marines, the Space Force. Don't you know they got a Space Force now? They got listen, the Navy is for the water. The Army is for the land. The Marines, no, the Marines is for the water. Yeah, the Marines is for the water. The Army is for the land. The Navy is for the air, I guess. And the Space Force is the military in the motherfucking space. This red man has this whole earth on lockdown. But Cynthia G says she's not going to respect us until we can fight the white man. You see that? So do you even respect us? Do you even love us if it's only conditional based on who we can physically dominate? Cynthia G says black women shouldn't love black men or respect black men unless they can physically dominate another type of man. And she's shaming us because the red man physically dominated us with his devil technology. She's mad at black men because we don't possess the carnal, disgusting, slithering, cold-hearted serpent nature of the white man. She's mad that we don't go around creating diseases and lying to people and creating treachery and stealing their land. Do you hear Cynthia G? Cynthia G is mad because we are not Christopher Columbus.
Out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket. What do you gain from that?
Gain telling black men that they need to be more savage than the white man. And by the way, I purposely never mentioned this woman, Cynthia G, because she is a very powerful demon. Could somebody put that in the chat? Just like this woman right here on the screen that claims she got hit with a brick, she also claimed that she's a powerful witch. Cynthia G is another very powerful witch, and she wants to fight. So I purposely never mentioned Cynthia G, but today is the day, Cynthia, and you better believe when I call somebody's name, I'm ready for the fight. I'm tired, but I'm ready for the fight when I mention it. Cynthia G, you might not ever hear this call, but if you ever want the beef or the smoke, we can talk, lady. But Cynthia G, you got to take that fake ass hat off your motherfucking head. You got to take that blonde wig off your motherfucking head before you talk to a real black king. We're going to talk to each other on the screen. Take the wig off and we'll talk. Now let's continue.
Bandits love all other groups of people because they don't love them, because they see them for who they are and act accordingly. These males are to be used and discarded. So what are you going to do, black women? Continue to birth this into existence and complain as if you're not? Or are you going to start using your powers that your God gave you for good? Don't nobody need to descend from no sky. You have all the power you need.
Listen to what she said, guys. Now she's telling her black women followers that they are God. Listen to me closely, guys. This is very important. She's telling her black women followers that they are God. Nobody's coming from the sky. Use your God powers to kill your black boy children.
I just love the idea of exploring the unknown. And then there's other things that we just haven't figured out or discovered yet. to think about so much that's out there that we still have to learn. Like, I love that. I love that. And so I'm very excited about the Space Council. We're going to learn so much as we increasingly, I think, are curious and interested in the potential for the discoveries and the work we can do in space. So that's one of the things I'm most excited about. But the other, you guys are going to see. You're going to literally see the craters on the moon with your own eyes. Oh my goodness. With your own eyes, I'm telling you.
Oh my God! Wow! Oh my God!
Last little 2 minutes of her rant right here. She's telling black women, are you going to keep on? She's shaming black women. Listen to me, guys. There might be some black women that are pregnant right now listening to this message. She's shaming them for having the black boy.
Already know that nobody sees them as men, and damn sure not no kings or warriors except you, and that you shouldn't even see them that way, and they resent you because you do. Bandits love all other groups of people because they don't love them, because they see them for who they are and act accordingly. These males are to be used and discarded. So what are you going to do, black women? Continue to burst this into existence and complain as if you're not? Or are you going to start using your powers that your God gave you for good? Don't nobody need to descend from no sky. You have all the power you need. If I'm a God, what the hell am I coming and saving you for it? And I already gave you power to determine who gets burst into existence and who.
Listen to what she's saying, guys. She's telling black women that they are their own God. Can somebody please put that in the chat before I get out of here? She's telling black women that your God already gave you the power to give birth, and so you are God. Why are you waiting for another God? You have enough power to kill your children. Can somebody put that in the chat? She said, you are God. You have enough power to kill your children, so act like God.
Baby daddy free, that mean I ain't got a nigga baby coming out of me. So I'm ABORTING, on my way to the clinic, I forgot the plan B. Let's go, bitch, I got murder on my mind. Let's go, bitch, I got murder on my mind. Let's go, yeah, bitch, I got murder on my mind. Let's go, murder, bitch, I got murder on my mind. I forgot the plan B, ain't no nigga cuffing me. You can't put me on the shelf, bitch, I'm outside with the team. All these bitches having babies, but that ain't finna be me. Said he wanna settle down, niggas selling all these dreams. He got 1 kid, 2 kid, 3 kid, 4. Bitch, he cheaper by the dozen if his ass have any more. And I'm only 25, still got a couple years to go. I don't need a babysitter, cause this baby gotta go. It's a shortage on the milk, and them diapers be expensive. I ain't tryna be a MILF, so I swallow all his children. I got hyphy in my blood, so you know I'm big pimpin'. Niggas tryna fall in love, tell them niggas I ain't with it. I done took care of niggas, now it's time to care for me. Rearrange the alphabets and skip the L's, I'm a P. I be on these bitches next, they like Nick, I can't breathe. VVS is in my Cuban, and my wrist is AP. Let's go, yeah, bitch, I got murder on my mind. Murder, murder, bitch, I got murder on my mind. Murder, bitch, I got murder on my mind. Let's go, bitch, I got murder on my mind. I'm BDF, nigga, baby daddy free. That mean I ain't got a nigga baby coming out of me. So I'm ABORTING, on my way to the clinic, I forgot the plan B. Let's go. Murder, murder, murder.
Worshiping them. They don't even think they kings. They know they some nothing ass bitches. They know they ain't walked up to no mantle of manhood and don't plan to. They already know that nobody sees them as men, and damn sure not no kings or warriors except you, and that you shouldn't even see them that way, and they resent you because you do. Bandits love all other groups of people because they don't love them, because they see them for who they are and act accordingly. These males are to be used and discarded. So what are you going to do, black women? Continue to burst this into existence and complain as if you're not? Or are you going to start using your powers that your God gave you for good? Don't nobody need to descend from no sky. You have all the power you need. If I'm a God, what the hell am I coming and saving you for it? And I already gave you power to determine who gets burst into existence and who do not. You are creating them. You're creating the harm in your community, and you.
She said God gave the woman the power to decide who's born and who's not. So that makes her the God. That makes her able to make the decisions. And you don't need to wait for anybody else. Do you hear how she skipped over man? She skipped over Christ. She skipped over God. She said, you got the ability to have a child, so you make the decision. You, as the woman, you make the decision. Do you hear this?
You refuse to stop. And until you decide to stop, it's going to continue to happen. It's just the power you need.
Listen to what she says. You refuse to stop. What does she mean, you refuse to stop? She means you refuse to stop having boys. You refuse to stop having little black boys, and now she's lecturing you and shaming you for continuing to have little black boys. Who is Cynthia G, guys?
If I'm a God, what the hell am I coming and saving you for it? And I already gave you power to determine who gets burst into existence and who do not. You are creating them. You're creating the harm in your community, and you refuse to stop. And until you decide to stop, it's going to continue to happen. It just is what it is. You guys get in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this disgusting display of cowardly, nothing ass bitch behavior yet again. Clown shit. This on display. A black circus on the world stage. Clowns and jesters doing what they do. Because that's what this is. In the absence of you taking action against these bandits, you engaging in the same clown shit and circus that they're engaging in. We should all be outraged about this. Pissed off. We should be tired. But black women ain't tired yet. And I want to know what it's gonna take. Whatever you think, get in the comment section and let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. When you do subscribe, don't forget to hit the notification bell and subscribe.
So yeah, guys. I'm about to get out of here. I wasn't even supposed to do a stream. I just wanted to let this live on the channel. I wanted to keep it short and sweet so people can watch it later. This is the dangerous notions, and I already showed you the video of what the men are saying. Basically, the men are saying the same type of thing. The men with the big platforms are saying the same type of thing. Nobody with huge platforms is really holding her accountable. I think I saw mediocre tutorials and reviews. I saw Ringo reactions. I saw a few people that had over 100,000 subscribers that have held her accountable. But I mean, guys, the fact of the matter is this woman here that we just watched has 150,000 subscribers, and this is how she feels. And it's not even about how she feels. I told you guys before, the internet is a real place. Go watch the comments, guys. It's not even about what this woman is saying. Go watch the comments on this video and watch how they're not even talking about this woman anymore. If they do talk about her, they're going to say, oh, I feel so sorry. And then they're going to talk about their own personal story. Now, do we have to have a conversation about how men are behaving? I don't know. Maybe, possibly. But I think it's crazy how nobody's calling this woman out. And instead, they're making the conversation about, oh, you know, when I was in college and look, I used to do this. I used to run errands late at night, but I had to stop due to the amount of black men that would come up to me and ask for my number. Look at this, guys. I'm literally about to get out of here. This is my last point. Look, can you see this comment right here? Put a 7 in the chat if you can see the comment that I just highlighted. This is the gist of their trauma. Oh my God, so much trauma. This is why I told you niggas stop talking to these bitches for a year and a half. If every black American man just stopped talking to these bitches and just jacked off and when you get horny, jack your fucking dick off and do whatever you got to do. Stop talking to these bitches for a year and a half. You hear me? If you stop doing it, they're gonna stop acting up. Because it's you goofy ass niggas at the corner store, in the liquor store, in the gas station, at the club. Say little mama, can I get your number? You niggas are making it bad for all of us. And by the way, these women are purposely dressing a certain way, and yes, that that is part of the conversation. Somebody's gonna say it's not part of the conversation. It's very much part of the conversation, guys. So look at this woman. She says, I was at the corner store and they came up to me and and I went to the corner store with my 20-year-old daughter, and we both got harassed by the black men at the corner store. So this is the reason why I know that nigga hit her in the head with a brick. See, and you know what's funny? All we got to do is keep on reporting the news that the news doesn't show, because eventually all this shit is going to prove itself. Willie D, all these goofy ass niggas, and everybody else that's DL Hughley, the niggas that was pushing the vaccine, all these niggas gonna prove themselves to be uncredible, and anybody that's following them is not credible. But niggas like J-LEETHAL, I've been saying the same shit I've been saying since the beginning of time. But this woman here, look at what she says. Look at this comment right here. My heart breaks for the woman who got hit with a brick. I used to run errands late at night, but I had to stop due to the amount of black men that would come up to me and ask for my number. I remember I told this one Dusty that I had a boyfriend, and he continued to press me, asking why my boyfriend wouldn't let me have friends. He then proceeded to pull up behind me and block me into my parking spot. Ladies, please get licensed to carry. This video, this comment has 2.2 thousand likes. Do you see this? Ladies, please get licensed to carry about these black men. Protect yourselves against these black men. This is the narrative that's going out. It's not that she's a scammer. It's not that it's a liar. It's not that a lot of black men have been framed and a lot of black men had needed an apology. Nobody's outraged about this. I just wanted to show you, and I wanted to ask you guys, who is Cynthia G? So until the next time I see you, holla at your boy. I was going to, have a whole stream, but I wasn't even supposed to come and talk to you. Leave it in the comments if you're reading this later. Why haven't we had no apologies? Why don't you hear anybody super appalled about this? Why? I mean, now there are some black women that understand, but why is there no super outrage, the same type of outrage when you heard that she was assaulted? Why is it not the same amount of outrage when you found she was lying? What about this woman here telling her 150,000 women subscribers that they need to kill their little black boys because the brick situation, but she has, somebody tell me in the chat, why has she not made another video since then to say, oh, we found out some new information. I need to correct myself. I was wrong. Why did Cynthia G with her 150,000 subscribers not say she's wrong? Why is that video still living on her channel, guys? I'm out of here, guys. I'm gone. Thank you for joining me. I wasn't even supposed to come here tonight, but I had to do this little stream. I wanted to live this on my channel. I wasn't ever going to talk about this woman, but Cynthia G, somebody send this video to Cynthia G. Tell her I'm a small YouTuber, but I just got blocked by Dr. Umar today. So that means Dr. Umar blocked me. Suki Hana blocked me. Vivica Fox blocked me. Talk to me in the chat. Ebony K. Williams blocked me. You know what? I don't think Amanda Seals blocked me yet. I might need to go leave some comments on Amanda Seals' page to get blocked by Amanda Seals, because that's what these bitch niggas do. Instead of having conversations, they want to just block you. It's all good. Until the next time I see you, holla at your boy. I'm going to read your comments later. Thank you. Thank you to my people on patreon.com/J-LEETHAL7. If you would like to support a black teacher, black filmmaker, black revolutionary, and black activist, you can do so for as little as $3 a month on www.patreon.com/J-LEETHAL7. But until the next time I see you, please stay cautious, stay on the run, and please vibrate higher.